Good morning. For Tuesday's trainer's tip, I want to build a little bit on, on some stuff we talked about last week about keeping our hands out here in the box, keeping our hands in front of us. I want to build on that a little bit. So not only do I want to keep my hands in the box and out in front of in front of myself like this, I also kind of treat my hands like they're handcuffed together. Even if I go to turn my horse's head far, my hands will never get much more than about a foot to 16 inches apart. And I'll never do this where I've got one rein up, one rein down, and I got a lot of distance in there. So I want to be able to keep everything going on right here in that box. Now, with that said, the one thing I really want to get at is that it's important that we look where we're going. So our eyes are going to lead where the horse's feet are going to go. And we don't want to start turning our shoulders. It's a problem that I see a lot with beginner and intermediate riders. They're turning their shoulders. And when you turn your shoulders like this, it puts your whole body out of position. When I rotate my shoulders, it puts my weight on my inside foot. My horse moves to the outside. All right. If I'll go the other way. I'll show you that again. So I rotate my shoulders. My weight ends up on my inside foot. It pushes my horse out. All right. He's always going to move away from that. So I'll usually see people that have right hand, they kind of go worse to the left because they're holding their horse with their right hand and they're turning it like this here, and their horse is drifting all over the place. So I want you to try to keep those shoulders square all the time, no matter what you do. I can still trot in a small circle and keep my shoulders square. That way, my weight stays even on my feet. I'm not overweighting my inside foot. I can move my hands without moving my shoulders to make that circle smaller. And once again, my hands are sort of handcuffed together. Think of it like this, you know, we want to keep our horse between, and when we're riding a really green horse, between the reins may look something like this, where he's got a lot of room to move because we're kind of leading him around. But the more broke our horses get, the more we should be able to keep our hands together. And eventually we're going to get to the point where all we have to do is ride them with one hand. That's what we're shooting for. So you want to get that where you got your horse between your reins, between your hands. And that's really hard to do when you're doing this. So that's Tuesday's trainer's tip. Keep those shoulders square. Have a great week.